All right, so we're following three major legal cases that will be in court today, including the one involving an anti-Israeli activist, Mahmoud Khalil. Todd Pyro has the story on that. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, Lawrence. First, the Third Circuit Court of Appeals will hear oral arguments in the case of anti-Israel protester Mahmoud Khalil. Khalil and his lawyers pushing for the Trump administration to close his case and stop the effort to re-detain and deport him. Khalil, a permanent U.S. resident with a green card, helped lead Columbia University's anti-Israel protests last year. He was arrested by federal immigration authorities back in March and spent more than 3 months in detention. We are expecting to see him in court at the top of the hour, so stay tuned. In New Jersey, a federal judge will hear oral arguments on whether charges against New Jersey Congresswoman LaMonica McIver should be tossed. A grand jury indicting McIver in June for her alleged role in a confrontation with law enforcement outside an ICE detention facility in Newark. This, of course, happening back in May. The Congresswoman was charged with 3 counts of forcibly impeding and interfering with federal law enforcement officers. She has pleaded not guilty and is expected in court at 11 a.m. Eastern. And finally, in Florida, a man with several prior convictions is due back in court after being charged with attempting to kill and rape a woman on a hiking trail. He was released on bond just 48 hours after his arrest. The attack allegedly took place in July, and the suspect was on the run until his arrest earlier this month. 2 days later, judge set a $9,500 bond despite an attempted first-degree murder charge. Prosecutors now seeking to have him back behind bars until trial. Lawrence, over to
so
you.
crazy.
Unreal.
Thanks, Todd. Let's bring in criminal defense attorney and Fox News contributor Donna Rotunno. Counselor, thanks so much for joining the program.
Thanks, Lawrence, for having me. Good morning.
So, Donna, I just have to play this from the judge because it makes it even more troubling. If the judge labels the defendant this way, then why release them out? Let's watch it.
Sir, I want you to listen up.
Yes, ma'am.
You got an atrocious record.
Right.
These charges are violent in nature. If I get any inkling that you have violated the conditions of pretrial release, you will be arrested on a no bond warrant, you'll be put right back in jail, and you will not get out. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
It leaves most reasonable people to ask the question, was the judge bound by some type of law to release this defendant?
No, Lawrence, the judge
Wow.
was not bound by any type of law to release him in any way. Florida still has bail statutes, so they still can set bond, cash bond, unlike New York, unlike Illinois, unlike other states in our United States. But in Florida, this judge can set a cash bail. This judge could have held him no bond, so he could have been kept in custody during the pendency of his case. And so I'm very surprised, not only given her own words, calling his background atrocious, but given the facts here. Normally, what judges do is they look at the strength of the evidence, they look at the background of a defendant, they look at likelihood to appear back in court, whether they will avail themselves to the jurisdiction, and they look at danger to the community, which is one of the biggest factors that most judges look at, even when there are no bail statutes. And here, you have a stranger on a path walking, running, jogging that gets attacked. And so danger to the community is a very high bar here and something that they really have to think about with these types of facts and charges. So I'm very surprised. I think even in a no cash bail state, this defendant probably would have been held.
Donna, and that's not the only case. In Philly, Soros-backed DA Larry Krasner grovels after freeing a suspect now accused of kidnapping a beauty queen found dead 2 weeks after going missing. This is what he had to say about the case. Watch.
The bail system is broke. That should be fixed. That was not a criticism of individual judges. That was a criticism of that system. What I can tell you is that the buck stops here. We recognize that there are some things that could have been done better in this case.
The bail system is broke. He advocated for this bail system.
Correct. He did advocate for the bail system. And this case is even more tragic because this defendant had a prior case that was dismissed because the victim did not show up in court. So this is somebody that has shown a pattern of this behavior. And yes, that bond was also lower. But again, these judges are setting bonds, and it's very easy to attack the judge. But in states where the cash bail laws have gone away, judges are saying, wait, you're tying my hands with with the legislature here, and what would you like me to do? I'm putting the laws in place that you're asking for. Now here in New Jersey, where there is in Philly, where there is a cash bail system, that bail was also very low given the facts and circumstances of that case, and then that case was dismissed because the victim didn't show up in court. So the Philly situation, I think, is a little more complex than what's going on in Florida. The Florida circumstance seems to be much more cut and dry in terms of whether or not that defendant should have been held.
Wow. Didn't have to happen. Donna, always great analysis. Thank you so much this morning.
Thanks, Lawrence. Nice to see you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.